we hope you'll come by and do some more events with us, shop the store when all of our things are back where they belong, and just come hang out with us. Our booksellers love to help you find new, fun, cool books you're looking for, or something out of the ordinary, weird reads and stuff like that. So we'd be happy to help you with all of those things. But tonight, we are really, really thrilled to have Annabelle Tometich and Artis Henderson here to celebrate No Ordinary Bird. Yes, been looking forward to this event for a very long time, and Annabelle, it's always great to have you here. We've got to work with Annabelle a few times, and so we're just so thrilled to have you here, Artis, and glad that this all worked out. So I'm going to read bios very quickly, and then I'm going to turn it over to these two, and they are going to chat more about this book. Annabelle Tometich went from medical school flunky to line cook to journalist to author. She spent 18 years as a food writer, editor, and restaurant critic for the news press in her hometown, Fort Myers, Florida. Her writing has appeared in the Washington Post, USA Today, Catapult, Tampa Bay Times, and many more publications. Tometich won more than a dozen awards for her stories, including first place for featured writing for the Florida Society of News Editors in 2020. She still lives in Fort Myers with her husband, 2 children, and their ever-fiery Filipino mother, who you can read more about in The Mango Tree, which is Annabelle's memoir. So thank you so much, Annabelle.
Thank you.
And Artis Henderson, whose work has appeared in the New York Times, The Daily Beast, Reader's Digest, and Sierra, among others. Her first memoir, Unremarried Widow, was New York Times Editor's Choice and named to more than 10 Best Book of the Year's lists. She has degrees from the University of Pennsylvania, the Columbia School of Journalism, and the Program for Writers at Warren Wilson College. A certified master naturalist and advanced open water diver, she splits her time between Florida and Portugal. No Ordinary Bird is her big book. So
Oh, now we're on. Okay. Are you good? Oh, I hear you. Thank you so much. Hello, all the people. Thank you so much to Kelsey. Thank you to Tom Blow. We come from a place that finally has like one bookstore and another on the way, and then there's one out in Sanibel, but it's amazing to come here and just see a place like Tom Blow absolutely thriving and bringing everybody together like this. So thank you guys all for coming out. So No Ordinary Bird is my friend Artis's second book. I would just like to point out that it came out last week on my birthday, which is maybe the nicest gift anyone has ever gotten me. Move over children, move over husband. Artis just killed it by releasing a book on my birthday. So Artis and I have known each other for a very long time, which is really funny to me that we both have she has multiple books. I have a book out in the world. But before we get into any of that, I'm just going to have you read just a little bit from No Ordinary Bird, if you don't mind. Which I know you do mind, but I'm going to make you do it anyway.
So I'll read the first page. So it's from the prologue, which is called The Accident, June 20th, 1985. I remember the plane, a single-engine Piper Cub. It was white with a red stripe running down the side. I remember my father in the pilot's seat. I remember the late afternoon humming with a yellow heat. We were on our farm in North Georgia, 500 acres at the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. I had just turned 5 years old. My dad was 47. He'd spent the day baling hay, and there were still straws of it stuck in his hair. My mother stood at the open door of the plane. Her hair was long and dark and parted in the middle. She had it tied back in a loose knot. Though she was 40, she could have passed for a woman 10 years younger. She was barefoot, wearing a pair of cutoffs and a t-shirt, trailed by the stray pups that had made their way to our farm. Her face was bare of makeup, and she had an easy, natural beauty. Most days she came flying with us, and I'd sit on her lap. But on this day, she was too busy. Instead of coming, she tightened the seatbelt until it bit into my skin. Ow, I said. She tightened it harder. The airplane was a 2-seater with the seats set in tandem, one behind the other. I could see my dad over the back of his seat. He wore a pair of aviator sunglasses and a headset. You sure you don't want to come? He asked my mom again. She shook her head and closed the plane door. I've got too much to do. My dad looked at me over his shoulder. You ready, AJ?
I'll just leave it there. And yeah, oh my gosh. So Artis and I met in middle school. We met in 6th grade on the school bus. 602, she remembered, which I did not remember that detail. And I didn't know, I had no clue what I was going to do with my life back then. I think I had like some like vague notions of like being a doctor or like in healthcare of some kind or something like that, but I did not know that I would be on this path. But the very first day I met her in 6th grade, she was writing like furiously in a notebook, like nonstop. And I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna sit next to her because the seat's open and she doesn't seem like she's gonna like attack me. But you were a writer even back then. Talk about, like, did you know that this was your calling, or did you, when did that kind of like, how did that enter your life, writing?
Yeah, I always, yes, that 6th grade, I remember my mom found recently this like little sheet I had filled out in 2nd grade that asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I said, an author. But I'm pretty sure what I meant was an author. Well, where did that come from? I don't know. I mean, I guess I always loved reading. I loved The Giving Tree. I feel like I had that read to me a million times until I could read it myself. And then, I think just, being an introvert of a kid and like just the magic of books. And I think, that was it. This idea of being able to create. I mean, it's magic, right? It's like you're taking this thing from your head, and then now you guys know the thing that I know. And I mean, gosh, I'm trying to train myself not to say the weird, self-deprecating things, but here we are. I did always think I would be a novelist, because novels are my first love. I never thought I'd be a memoirist, especially because it's very hard for me to talk about myself, especially personal things. Though I will write 200 pages about it. But I thought I would be a novelist, and I'm a terrible novelist. Like, I have an MFA in fiction, so I can say this with authority. It's just not my thing. So.
Yeah, well, it could be in the future.
Oof.
Kelsey touched on this just a little bit in the intros. I always tell people that you are like my smartest friend. Artis is brilliant. She got a perfect score on her SATs. Well, the English portion. I think you missed like one question on your math. She's got double Ivy League degrees, UPenn undergrad, a master's degree in journalism from Columbia. You were a West African correspondent in Dakar, Senegal for the Associated Press for a hot minute. You had your first memoir that came out in 2014, correct? Yeah, and here we are with your second book. And last year you were dispatched to Australia, Western Australia, for National Geographic on a Fulbright to do some really fascinating stuff. We will get back to this book in a second, but I'm honestly curious what you did in Australia. Tell us all about Australia, please.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was so hard. I'm like crying. I'm like, why am I crying? Gosh, what to tell about Australia? Yeah, I'm just back from Australia, so just back.
Freshly back. Like, she got back on Thursday from Australia.
It's a little dragged. It's very cold there. Does everybody know that? I feel like Australia has this amazing PR, and nobody knows. It was very cold, very rainy. Amazing place, though. Amazing. So wait, what's the question?
But what you were doing there specifically?
Oh gosh. What was I doing? So
why it makes you so smart?
So the project I was doing was so there's these things called stromatolites. They are layers of cyanobacteria and sediment. They're sort of like knee-high, boulder-like. But living marine stromatolites really only exist kind of in two places on Earth, like Western Australia and the Bahamas. And because I sort of, when I was a kid, spent a lot of time in the Bahamas, I sort of was familiar with them because of that, and then the scientist was like, you should study them in Australia. So anyways, they tell us a lot about early life on Earth, also the potential for life on Mars, and so I'm telling the story of the stromatolites through a lens of a trio of scientists plus the traditional owners of that land. It's a mouthful. It's a lot.
You're studying the oldest living microorganisms on the planet.
Yeah, sort of like an analogous to, yeah.
Yeah, which is wild.
It's wild. Yeah.
It's so cool. Everyone's like, what's Artis doing? I was like, girl, you don't even know. She's doing so many amazing things. So speaking of like all this stuff that you are able to write in books, but maybe not able to tell your best friends.
No shade.
We said we weren't going to talk about these
things.
That's
There's so much I learned in this book, and there's so much you learned in the process of writing this book too, obviously. So I feel like in certain ways we kind of came across a lot of these revelations together, but also I read the book and was just like, holy crap, now it all makes sense. Well, some of it makes sense, but so I will be really honest, just for her sake, that she doesn't like talking about this. So I'm just going to go through a few of the revelations that I gleaned from the book, and then we're going to talk about how you wrote it. So yeah, I knew you grew up on a farm in Georgia. I had no idea the size or scope of that farm, which when you read this book, you will realize it is not so much a farm as an estate that is very massive. I knew that your brother had a place in the Bahamas. I did not understand that the family owned multiple islands. Speaking of the Bahamas, I knew that one time while we were in the Bahamas, we ran into Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, which was like crazy. Did not realize that they bought one of those islands from your brother and family. I knew your mom scared me just a little bit because my mom also scared us a bit. I knew that she was strong and fierce, and I loved her and adored her. I did not realize I should maybe be more scared of her and also love her and adore. I didn't think I could possibly love her and adore her more than I do after reading No Ordinary Bird. And I knew that you broke your back and that your father was killed in a small plane crash, and I did not understand at all the root cause of that crash, which I believe you did not either until researching this book. So as kind of a setup, I guess, let's talk about how this book came to be. You have obviously a journalist background. How did that inform kind of your approach to this and your approach to this story and like your ability to kind of put it together?
Yeah, thank you first of all for all of that. All those revelations, amazing. And a good process question. Yeah, so how did this book come to be? I was so resistant to it for so long. Sort of later in the reporting, after I was like 5 years into the reporting, this woman said to me, she said, I contacted you in 2015. And it was a reporter that had known my dad. She was really young, and he was like her first big story, and they knew each other really well. And she's like, I contacted you in 2015 to talk to you about your dad in this story. And she's like, and you said no. And I was like, I said no? Because as we know, like, I don't say no to anything. I'm always like, yeah, let's go. And so I went back to my email archives, and I did. I was just like, I just really don't want to talk about that. It's crazy to me, right? So, yeah, I just really resisted it, and I think there was this momentum where I couldn't keep resisting it. People just started contacting me and sending me things, and I think that people sort of age out of their shame because for a long time in this country, marijuana was like, what did people say to me? It was worse than murder.
Oh.
Yeah, smoking, dealing, transporting, worse than murder. So I think people were very ashamed. And then I think they got to a certain point, age.
Well, legalization too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So people just wanted to talk about it. So, and then I couldn't escape it. And it was like, okay, this is the story that we're telling now.
Yeah.
So.
How do you categorize the book? Like memoir plus reportage? I keep hearing it like called true crime, kind of.
I know. I was like, true crime.
Yeah.
I mean, I love some true crime. So, yes. Oh gosh. Let's talk about that. Yeah. I actually in the early stages didn't think of it as memoir and didn't think I would actually be in the book at all. I didn't intend to be in the book, and then some good friends from a writing group were like, you have to be in this book. So then it became memoir. But so, I mean, I'm not in it a lot. When you read it, like I was little for most of it, and then the part where I am in it, I don't think I'm in it a lot.
Yeah. So not being in it, were you able to get those stories? What did that process look like of finding and tracking down those people and conducting those interviews?
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, it was a lot. It was sort of crazy making.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and also surprising, because in my family, no one talked about drug smuggling. But everybody I reached out to wanted to talk about it. So, yeah, but I had a lot to get over in terms of like shame, and I didn't want to, so many people, because a lot of people went to prison, so a lot of people, I thought they wouldn't want to talk about it, but they did. People were so generous. It's amazing to me.
Do you feel like it is a testament to your father, the fact that people wanted to talk about his story and like give nuance and detail to it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. A testament to him, and the fact that I was his daughter. That like opened so many doors that, I talk about my Uncle Tony, who was in witness protection, and he was like, yes, I will talk to you because you're Lamar's daughter. So, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
That's access that a traditional journalist isn't going to get, because you turned down a traditional journalist.
Among the things we won't talk about.
That's true. No need to comment. No need to comment more on that.
No, but yeah, no, you're right. And it actually, well, I was like, we were just talking in the car about how we get, let me use an I statement, I get mad at so many things these days, but one of the things I get mad at is when people are like, oh, this is just a family story. I mean, it is, but it's also very, very deeply reported.
Oh, yeah.
It's very deeply reported. And so, not that I like helped you with this at all, but I was there for a couple like lunches where you were losing your mind just a little bit.
I remember that very clearly.
Yeah.
Five Guys lunch.
Oh my gosh.
That was that one.
And the one on the water, wherever that place was.
Oh, that was
Pepper
too,
Point.
yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
When you hit those roadblocks, how do you keep going?
What kind of roadblocks?
Or like
in
the
my brain?
sticking points. Yeah, the sticking points too, of people being like, I mean, I don't know, yeah. And did your approach evolve at all, like as you kind of learned more and discovered more and made more connections? Were you like, okay, well, this isn't really this anymore, it needs to become this?
Oh, these are good questions. Well, let me try to answer it, and you tell me if I'm answering the question. One of the things that is, God, it's even so hard to admit now sitting here, is that in the early draft of the book, my tone is very incredulous in terms of people saying that my father was murdered, especially my Uncle Tony. Yeah. I don't write that like this is what happened. I write it like, listen to this crazy story.
Right. Yeah.
It was only over the course of reporting over many years I was like, oh my God, this is true. Right. I think it's true. I think that's what happened. As it sort of like every piece of evidence came together that I don't think anything else could have happened.
Yeah.
So that evolved, and I think that was kind of hard to wrap my head around, because at first I just thought, oh, this is an interesting story, and then it was like, oh my God, this is the story of my father probably being murdered.
Yeah.
By people in our own government. Like, don't want to get too much by.
Let's not get too much of that.
Yeah. So, like, were there points where you were like, I don't want to do this anymore? Right, other than right now.
Is it too late?
And we're done.
Sorry. Oh, this is so dark. Yes, I mean, yes, every point, I think. It's not as, it's, how would you say? I mean, I just think, we are compelled to write the books that we write. Mm-hmm. I think that.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I didn't have a choice. Like, this was the book that had to be written by me,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been hard, It's really hard.
Who was the most difficult person to interview for the
Who
book?
do you think?
Your mom.
Yeah.
I was the same. Why was it your mom? I could have done that for you.
She probably would have been better, honestly. She probably would have been like, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, how did you, I know you saved that for later, if my memory serves me correctly. How did you approach that? How did you cross that bridge?
You mean talking to her about
Yeah.
that? Well, yeah, it was complicated. I mean, it's hard. Because her instincts are still to protect, even now.
Yeah.
Even now, right? Like, she still is trying to protect herself, me, everybody. And so it's hard to get the real story, the true story, the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, if this is obvious in the book about, I don't know who's read it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I...
Oh, that's true. We don't
We'll
give
just
it
spoil
away.
it. I'll spoil it. It doesn't matter. doesn't matter, we're here. There's this part in the book where, I ask her why, she always said it was an accident.
Why she created the story. That was what it was.
Because that's why I thought believed it was an accident, because she was so firm. So firm. And honestly, that was at the very final stages. I mean, I was in like the final edit, like the final edits. And I couldn't, because I don't know. I don't know why, it was just so hard. And I finally asked her, and that's when she said,
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay, we know. But she was just like, we were all alone. It was just the two of us. And I think that's, Yeah, so anyways, but that came so late in the process,
Well, I remember like in the middle of it, at one of those lunches, if it was Five Guys is coming back to me. If it was Five Guys or wherever it was, that I was like, are you going to talk to your mom about this? And you're like, I don't know. You're like, I don't know if I'm going to or not. Like, I was like, but if you don't, how do you put this out there? Yes. And that was very much a question mark at that point. But that was in the middle. Yeah, so that resolved itself. And it's funny to me because the people who are also friends of ours have known you for a very long time, are like when they first started, they're like, does Artis's mom know this exists? And like, finish it. I'm like, go finish it first and then come back to that question. They're like, oh, she does know this exists. And it is in many ways like a testament to her and that the power of a mother who is trying to do the very best for her kid.
Right.
Yeah, which I think is like, despite our mother's collective insanities, is what they were both trying to do in their own unique ways.
Yes.
Like, what time is it? What are we doing? How are we doing? We're doing okay. Okay, we're doing okay. Okay, so where are we at? Yeah, I was. Are we ready for the rapid fire bonus? Quickie rapid.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. My notes say quickie bonus round rapid fire Q&A. There's 9 of them. Are you ready? Are you? Because then we can open up to their Q&A because I feel like they probably have lots more questions. Okay, they're slower at first and they get faster. Who's your favorite character in the book and why?
That's a great question. Oh, that's complicated for memoir. Like, is it my favorite character in real life or who I...
Favorite character to write? Favorite character to wrap your head around?
Oh, that's so complicated. I mean, I think in real life, certainly, I think my brother Terry, because I didn't know him at all before, and now, like, we are very present in each other's lives. But I would say also my sister, because I think she and I also had some really tough conversations, and I think for this book, and I think I understand her a lot better now. And also just, one of the things I mentioned in the book is that through the reporting, she had given me her FOIA, her Freedom of Information Act requests that she had filed after our father died. She was 17. Like, can you imagine being that brave and bold at that age? Like, just amazing to me. So
also, like, the fact that your dad was 47 when he died, like, or 45. Oh my God. Where'd the time go? How you were stationed in Perth, Australia, but also in Shark Valley, Australia. How long does it take to get to Shark Valley, Australia? All told, with all the different ways you have to get there. Go.
Well, Shark Valley. Yeah, it's an 8-hour drive, but we split it over 2 days, and we always stop in Geraldton.
But then, how long does it take to get to Perth?
From where?
Here.
Oh, from here? From Perth to Shark Valley. It's like from here to Tallahassee. I don't know what to tell you. From Perth it's really far. Yeah, so, sorry, you went like the whole, like, yes. Oh gosh, okay, so Perth, Singapore, San Francisco, and there should have been San Francisco, Orlando, but I missed my connection flight, so San Francisco, Houston, Orlando. So, like, it was really far.
Yeah. I'm here.
I was like, it's only 8 hours. Oh, we spend the night, Geraldton.
Wait. What's your favorite cuss word?
Oh, that's terrible. Am I allowed to cuss here?
Yes. Who said so?
Oh, really? Are you guys sure?
Just say the first letter.
Well, it's C.
Oh, girl.
Not because it is, but I shouldn't tell this. I'm not gonna tell you.
I mean, it's very British. It's very British.
Yeah, they say it a lot in Australia.
Yeah.
But I felt like I couldn't say it. But I like the way they, they're very casual with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. You were worried. you need to be. What's the craziest animal you saw in Australia?
What can we do? Oh, well, I was gonna say craziest animal I touched, but that. I feel very guilty.
You're not supposed to touch it. It's like a manatee.
No.
You're not supposed to touch the manatee.
You're supposed to touch this?
I know. I think if you're from here, you might be allowed to.
I'm pretty sure we've all touched a manatee. Who in this room hasn't touched a manatee?
It's on my bucket list, though.
It's fine. I went to like an animal sanctuary and I touched a kangaroo, which was amazing. They're so soft. I witnessed, and then I felt so bad because in the same week I ate one, but not the same one. I know, I still feel really bad.
So you touched it inside out. That was weird.
Oh, that was so weird. That was weird. That was you and not me. Anyways.
How are you still able to get on planes?
Wow.
Speaking of your 18-hour plane ride, and is the answer Xanax?
It was for a time.
Yeah.
It was for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just sort of went away. Like, I'm just like...
Did you have a hang up when you were little? I don't remember because we traveled.
Yeah. I had a, it was after September 11th, which I've talked to a lot of people who had a difficulty flying after September 11th. So for a good couple years after, but
yeah.
I just feel like there's so many ways to die.
There's so many ways to die in America. Speaking of, what's scarier, Florida or Australia?
Oh my gosh, so I kept trying to tell people.
ways to answer that.
Yeah. Well, when I was there, they'd be like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm from Florida." And I was like, "It's the Australia of the U.S." And no one didn't think that. No one thought that was funny. I was like, "Oh, it's great." So that didn't work out. So what's the question? Which is scarier?
Scarier, Florida or Australia?
That's a good question. Well, probably Australia. Do you know what kills a lot of people in Australia? Well, actually, I don't know if this is true.
Heart disease?
Also, no, kangaroo is very lean meat. No, it's actually it's kangaroo. Oh god, this is so terrible. People have on their cars. They're called rhubards. Yeah.
Oh, it's like deer like running into.
Yeah, because the kangaroos like throw themselves in front of the cars.
Oh
It's
my
very
gosh.
yeah. I know, it's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead kangaroos.
That's
I'm so
scary.
sorry, everybody. This is so
That's
terrible.
a big piece of roadkill, though.
Oh, I know, it's everywhere. And then you if you're on like a side of the road, there's like kangaroo teeth everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Like
That's just kangaroo teeth. Did you bring some kangaroo teeth home for all
I
of
sent him a
us?
picture. I've got evidence of kangaroo teeth.
This is random. Do you believe in ghosts?
What?
I don't know. Who comes up with these questions?
Kangaroo ghosts? Big deal. Okay, I'm sorry. We've gone.
Do you believe in ghosts, like in general?
Yes.
Generally speaking.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. I
Yes.
mean, yes.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting when writing memoir, especially with people who are gone. Like, do you believe? Yeah, of course I do.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Filipinos. The Filipinos love ghosts. I believe wholeheartedly in the ancestors watching over us, God willing. Here's my favorite question. Who is your smartest friend?
I have a lot of friends in this room tonight, so this is, Annabelle, you put me in a comfortable position. So that one.
I have the right answer written here, so you can think on it and tell us later. What are you working on next?
Oh my gosh, can I answer the previous one?
Not actually book-wise, but obviously, you
Oh.
got a big piece coming out from National Geographic that's due, I imagine.
Oh god, wait.
Sorry, start crying again.
Oh,
I will start crying again.
Alright, let's see. What am I working on next? Gosh. Well, there's lots of things. Well, let me just say the thing I'm super excited about. But I feel they say you shouldn't talk about it, but it's fine.
I'm not your smartest friend. I'll forget tomorrow. I'll forget on the drive home. It's fine.
Okay, but I'm really excited about this. It's a whale story.
Ooh.
See, everybody loves whales, right? Yeah, because I'm so sorry, Australia, I'm giving away all your secrets. They whaled in Australia until 1978, which is crazy to me. That's like some of our lifetimes.
That's their PR people don't talk about
Nobody
that.
knows this. So that's but they have done an amazing job of once they stopped whaling, their whales have made a great comeback. I'm just gonna start and then I'm just gonna get too excited about it. But there's all these like amazing things about whales and singing specifically. Yes, like how the whales they come to the Perth Canyon to compose their songs every year, which is amazing. And then there's these stories about the traditional custodians, how the women would sing to the whales because they believed the whales carried the spirits of their dead children. Speaking of ghosts, it's just really beautiful to me. It's so and like the whales are just like so present. Like they're just right off the beach. It's amazing. So, anyways, I'm starting to
What types
put
of
that together.
whales are they?
Different whales. There's humpbacks, which they call humpies, which is adorable. And then there's like the southern right whales and pygmy blue whales. So whale sharks, but that's different. That's a different story. Yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
whales,
Very exciting.
whales in Australia.
And that's it. Those are my 9 questions. So I will open it up to Q&A from the audience. If anybody has any questions for Artis, go ahead.
Yes, who is your smartest friend?
I want to know. Whale tattoo. Speaking of,
It's a whale tattoo.
that's amazing. Is that new?
It's a temporary.
It's for you. Are you test running it?
No,
Oh,
But it does.
that's amazing.
good dodge.
Anybody else wearing temporary tattoos?
Oh, mine are real. Mine are real.
Different room. Everyone first.
Sorry, we'll go back to your tattoo. Sorry.
Mermaid.
So how did you, who was the first person or what was the first nugget that you thought, wait a second, maybe my dad's wasn't an accident? Like what led you down that rabbit hole?
Ooh, that's a great question. It was the first nugget and like one of the big nuggets. Actually, probably the nugget. So yeah, it was my dad's friend who tracked me down and sent me this email and said that he finally knew what had happened, and if I wanted to know, to give him a call.
Oh wow.
And so I did, and then we talked a few times over the phone, and then I went up to Georgia, and he was basically this retired DEA agent had sort of bragged to a mutual friend about rigging the plane. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, so that was a big nugget.
That I would say.
Yeah.
You're like a mountain.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Did you know what the family business was when you were growing up?
Not exactly. Certainly not when I was little. And then sort of after my dad died and after we moved down here, I remember one time like seeing a newspaper laying around, like, oh, that looks like my dad. And then I would sort of overhear people talking, but I didn't understand. I just knew that there were words in my family that I understood were not in other people's families, like prosecutor, indictment. What else? Anyways,
By the time I met you in middle school, you were the daughter of a teacher who lived in Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah.
And that was like a very well-crafted story that your mom had put together. And that was what I believed. I was like, oh, they just happen to have, like, but then that was also like her family's property from forever ago. And, she was like born and raised Clewiston girl. And so I never thought to consider any of this.
No, it just wasn't present.
Yeah.
And plus, my mom cut off like everybody, which was easy because some people died and some people went to prison for a very long time. So it was easy.
Other people wanted to witness protection.
Other people wanted to witness, and we moved. So there just was no one to.
And the brother and sister are older. Did you not know them when you were?
Yeah, they're so my 2 brothers are 20 years older. They're my half brothers, so they're 20 years older, and my sister's 10 years older. And we didn't grow up together. I knew them; they were in my life, but we just no one. No one. I mean, maybe they talked. No, I don't think my siblings even talked among themselves really about it. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I think in this day and age it probably wouldn't be possible. I think my younger people in my family have all Googled my dad and stuff. So.
Right.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think you could keep that a secret in the same way.
I saw your hand up.
I was just wondering what has become of the Cleveland, Georgia place. What is it now?
Really?
Yeah.
It's a retreat center.
Okay.
It's a Baptist retreat.
Wow.
Yeah, which is amazing. You mean my house, right?
The Cleveland,
irony.
Yeah.
The irony.
Yeah, right.
I know. I should say they're so lovely. Those people were so nice to me. Well, they didn't really know what I was doing, but once they found out, they were very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's a church where the people. Well, I guess it was sold. It was bought by this guy that owned a series of quarries, and he took half the land and the mountain is a quarry, and that is very hard to see because they've essentially taken down the mountain. But the other half, the house is still intact, and then when the matriarch passed away, they donated it to the church, and now it's this lovely retreat center. It's wild. Life is so funny.
And when you first went there, what was the name of the cat?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there were 2 cats, and they were named Lamar and Chester.
No
which is my
way.
mom's name.
Her dad's
Oh my
name.
gosh.
I know, it was very
Yeah.
weird. It was very surreal.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they were so. Everyone was just so.
He's a ghost in cat form.
I mean, he was right there.
He
of course,
did
waiting
love
for you.
cats. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, in the back. A sec.
I have a question.
No personal questions, please.
The interviewer asked you about writing the characters in the book.
Oh, yeah.
And I would, to me, like, as a memoir, they're not characters, right? They're real people. But do you have to, when you're writing a memoir, think of these individuals who are very real people, very real to your life? Do you have to separate yourself in order to be able to write about them? Do you have to separate yourself from them and, like, think of them as character, or able, like, in order to be able to write in this manner? Or
Wow, yeah, that's a great question.
thanks, I'm probably your smartest friend.
Did you sign me up for that? She did.
Did we know her?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me answer that in two ways, which I think are contradictory. So let me try them both out. It's like the outfits for this evening. And then there'll be some third one, you guys will be like, that one. So the first answer is I never think about people reading my books because I wouldn't write anything if I actually thought about, because I'm so private, right? I mean, you know, books say otherwise, but like in person I'm so private. So if I thought about people reading it, I could never write these things. So yes, I think there is definitely a separation. And then at the same time, something I did with my last book and this book is that in the sort of final stages, but when I can still make edits, I reach out to everyone and you know, ask them if they want to read it. Also ask them if they want me to change their name. I don't give everybody that option, but like, so I think that also keeps me a little bit in check in the sense of like, okay, this person who's being named will probably be reading this. I know that, you know, but maybe, so that, maybe that's it. Maybe when I'm writing early stages, I don't think about it, and then at the end I sort of, which actually I think, you know, it made me, yeah, I think the early drafts was a little bit more exposing of certain things, and then by the final draft, before they even saw it, because I think I asked myself, like, is this necessary? Like, is, you know, like, do we need this for this story, or is this just salacious because, you know?
Yeah. I do also feel like there's a part of you that has to take a step back from your personal relationship with anybody who's in the book in order to give them their full, like, respect that they deserve as a human. Because you can't just be like, oh, this is my sister, or this is my mother, or this is my neighbor, or whatever. It's like, I think you need to take that step back to be like, oh, no, this is a character, and I want to give them the same, like, development and the same, like, honor that you would give a character in a fiction novel to make them whole and rounded. And
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, like, my experience has been, we don't know how people feel. Like, one of the things, you know, my sister, I was so afraid of hurting her feelings. I really love my sister, you know, I really need her and love her, and just, I'm so happy with our relationship, and so I was so scared of hurting her feelings, right? And so I, in early draft, did not have enough of her, and, you know, my editor sort of came in and was like, oh, we need more of your sister. And so in order to get that more, I had to talk to her. But it was amazing, and the things she said to me were so revealing about who she is as a person, and so I put that in, like, almost, like, direct from her. And then I think it was the legal read, they were like, oh, has she read this? And I was like, yes, that's straight out of her mouth, you know? So it's like, the things that we think are too much, they, sometimes some people, we don't know, you know?
Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
That as smartly as she would have liked.
For someone who had a perfect score on
Like to see the questions in writing next time? Yeah. Last call for questions.
I have one.
Oh, Kelsey.
It's kind of for both of y'all because I'm really fascinated by memoirists and like writing, you know, so personally and things like that, especially for someone who is not very private and is sort of like removed, I guess. So how do you separate from yourself a little bit while writing this? Because I think my hang up would be like it's too close and too much in my own sort of sphere to be able to like sit with all of these things for so long. So is there something that you do for yourself, or is there a way where you sort of remove yourself from the text or from the story a little bit in order to be able to tell it?
Oh, that's such a good question. Yeah, I think, did me answer and you can answer? Okay. To me, I think that this is where other readers come in, like trusted readers plus editors, I think, has been my experience. Especially because my inclination is always to put less of me in. And so to have someone from the exterior pushing me and saying that, you know, we need this, and very specifically, like right here, more, I think for me that's the only way I could get it done, probably.
I do think it's funny that you had, and like the story that I always tell around the mango tree is that I had this very sideways entry into it with, I approached it as a cookbook when I started. And you were the first person who was like, girl, this is not a cookbook. And I was like, if it's not a cookbook, what is it? You're like, it's a memoir. And I was like, no, it's not. But it was, and it is, and it's out in the world. But I also, you know, when you were talking about, you know, writing a version that was very reported and not at all, you know, you weren't featuring heavily in it at all. I think that's also what I was doing. I was like, okay, I'm going to put together these recipes and I'm going to have these like little like silly essays that are kind of funny and, you know, we're going to see if that goes anywhere. And it didn't. And then I took it to my good friend Artis. I was like, what's wrong with this? And you're like, you need to be, you're, the way I recall it, you were like, you need to be more honest. You need to be more vulnerable. You need to, you know, all the advice that I'm sure you don't want to hear your own editors giving you. You were like, you need to get rid of these recipes. I understand why you think you need them, but you need to put all these essays together into something more honest and write a memoir. And I was like, oh my gosh. But I needed that. I needed that sideways entry point because now I'm like, you know, 50,000 words into this project. And I was like, well, I don't want to abandon this, you know. So like, what if I do take it seriously? And what if I do sit with these rough memories? And what if I do, you know, be more honest about everything and less like, you know, funny humor approach. And it's kind of crazy what happens when you let yourself be honest and go to those places and sit with those memories that you don't want to sit with because there's something there. There's a reason it kind of bristles you, I think. And I mean, obviously in your case, there's a lot of reasons that makes you uncomfortable, but yeah. I do also think that if somebody was like, go write a memoir of your life, I would have been like, no, bye.
Yes, I know, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we have to trick ourselves, right?
Yeah.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Sorry. I haven't read either of your books yet, but when I heard about this event, first thing I thought was that would be a really cool like film or movie adaptation. Would you ever consider like if someone approached you like turning this into?
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
That would be
That'd
cool,
amazing.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do you have a film agent still? Okay.
Oh.
So what's the first memoir about?
Unremarried widow.
Please don't make me talk about this. We've come so far.
I'll answer for you. Is that okay? Is it okay if I answer for her?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful book. It's called Unremarried Widow. It came out in 2014. It's still in print. Is it still in print? I don't know. It came out in 2014. So, mind you, Artis broke her back and lost her father in a plane accident. She lost her husband in a helicopter accident in the Iraq War. And so her first book is about that. Yeah, it is. If you can find, I'm pretty sure it's out there. But if you can find it, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book. And I'm in it. I'm in that book.
Oh, she is in it.
I know. And you're in my
We
book.
are in each other's
I know.
books. Oh,
That
that's
was
so
part of my
weird.
notes that I forgot.
I always forget
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
And named, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
those
you could,
two.
if you find that one, I'm not in this one, which is fine. Sorry. I didn't have much to do with your life in Georgia in the 80s. Yeah. Well, thank you all so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is so nice. So nice.
Thank you for Artis and Annabelle. It was so lovely. Thank you all so much for being here. We're going to set up the table right over there where Artis will sign books. So please grab copies of The Mango Tree and No Ordinary Bird.